Hello, my name is Amy Vanderhyde, Deputy Village Clerk for the Village of Menomonee Falls, and today we're going to talk about voter registration. Election day registrations. So what makes someone eligible to register to vote on election day? They must be 18 years of age on or before election day. They must be a U.S. citizen. They have to have resided at their address for the provided 28 consecutive days prior to the election day. They cannot be currently serving a sentence including incarceration, parole, probation, or extended supervision for a felony conviction. They must complete the voter registration application, which we will go through later, and they must provide the proof of residence, which again, we will go through examples later. So why would someone need to register to vote? They're a new voter, which can include somebody moving from a different state, a name change, or an address change. This is the EL 131 voter registration application form. All of the things highlighted in yellow are areas required for the applicant to complete. The areas in green below are those to be completed by the poll worker at the registration table. Going through the different sections together, you can see the first one is the qualifications. This asks them the things we just talked about: 18 years or older, U.S. citizen, resided at their address for 28 days, and are not currently serving a sentence. All of these should be checked yes. If there is a no, they're not able to register to vote. Section 2 is their name. Their name should conform of how it is on their proof of residency document. Number 3 is about them, so their date of birth, phone, and email address. Please note that the phone and email are optional. We do ask that you encourage voters to put something down, because if their voter registration is incomplete and we find that after election day, we need to be able to get in contact with them to let them know we need to finish completing their form. Number 4 is where they live, so their address. Number 5 is their mailing address in case it's different from above. Prior registration information is number 6. We do ask you to ask them to put something down, even if they don't remember all of their previous address. They can put a partial, and that helps us better connect their voter registration files. This way they only have one voter registration file instead of us entering in and creating a duplicate record. Number 7 is the identification. So they have to put down their driver's license number if they have had their driver's license and the expiration date. If they do not have a valid Wisconsin driver's license or ID, they would have to put their social here. We will say though, if they have one and just choose not to show it, please contact your chief inspector. If they have a driver's license and just do not want to give you their number, they cannot put the last 4 of their social down. They do need to give us that number, and so they will have to vote provisionally if they wish to vote immediately. Again, if you have troubles with this section and they do not want to give you their driver's license number, please see your chief inspector. Number 8 is just proof of residence. So they're checking that they are going to provide proof of residence, and you will check that over. And number 9 is the signature. So please have them sign here and date. If somebody has signed this form because they might have brought it from our office, please have them re-sign. They do not need to completely fill out a new form. So they'll just re-sign next to their signature. The bottom portion in green is for the poll worker. So you have the proof of residency types, which you can circle which one it is. The proof of residency entity, so who it was, the proof of residency number, date completed, election day voter number, and the officiant's signature. So you would choose the proof of residency type. An example would be a bank or credit card statement. The proof of residency entity is the bank's name. The proof of residency number would then be their bank account number, which you would use the last 4 digits. You would put the date. You would have their election day registration number, which would be finished at the poll book table, and then you would sign below. So how do you know how many numbers to use for the proof of residency number? On the very bottom, it shows you. If it's a number 6 digits or fewer, you'd use the last 2, or if it's 7 digits or more, you'd use the last 4. If a document such as a care facility document does not have a identifying number, such as an account number, or like a driver's license number, something like that, you would then not put anything in this area. You don't have to put an address because it's the only numbers there are on a form. If any questions come up, just contact your chief inspector. This is the back side of the form. It's going to correlate with all of the numbers on the front side of the form. So if there's any question for a specific number, you can flip the form over, and hopefully this would be able to help you fill it in better or give assistance to the voter themselves. On the back of here, it does show you some proof of residency documents that you can use. So if you forget, they're always right here. Stickers. So when someone registers to vote on election day, they will fill out these stickers with their name and address. The stickers will then either be taken to the voter registration table or they will be filled out there. But once they're done, they'll be taken to the poll book table with their form. The stickers are used on the election day registration list where the voter signs before getting their ballot. This is also where they get their election registration or election voter number, so their voter number for election day. Online voter registration. So voters are able to register online through myvote.wi.gov website. The voter must have a valid Wisconsin driver's license or Wisconsin ID, and their current address must be on file with the DMV in order to register online. So how does this affect you as a poll worker? So voters trying to register after a cutoff date of the mail-in registration date can print out this form filled in through MyVote. They must then take it to the polls where they have to show proof of residency. This form almost looks like the normal EL 131, but it's not highlighted. And it's got all the boxes on it like that. But you have to know that you have to finish it. It's not a completed registration. So they'll say they registered online and bring a printout, but in true, they need to finish their registration by showing you their proof of residence. So the voter must sign this form in front of you, and you complete the bottom portion just like we talked about before. If they've already signed, again, do not need to make them refill out a form, just have them sign above their previous signature and date it. Let's talk proof of residency. Voters are required to show proof of residency in order to register to vote. So this is a basic proof of residency list. We're going to go through it together. State of Wisconsin driver's license or instructional permit may be revoked or suspended, but it must be unexpired. State of Wisconsin identification card must be unexpired. Identification card issued by Wisconsin governmental body or unit must be valid on date of registration. Identification card issued by employer has to have a valid date of registration, and a photo is required. Real estate tax bill or receipt for the current year or year preceding the date of the election. So, and it must have their photo required on there. University, college, or technical college ID has to have the photo required, but it does not have to have the address, but they have to have an additional document with this, whether it be a fee receipt with the address dated within the last 9 months, or appears on a certificate housing list that the school would provide to us here at the village. Utility bill, such as a gas, electric, phone, cell phone, cable, TV, satellite, internet, for periods that starts no earlier than 90 days before the registration date. Bank or credit union statement, any bank or credit union account statement, regardless of the type of account. Credit card statement, any credit card statement will do. Paycheck or stub, there's no required standards. Check or other document issued by a unit of government must be valid on the date of registration. A residential lease must be effective on the date of registration and cannot be used as a proof of residency when registering by mail. Care facility contract or intake document must indicate the voter resides at the facility, but is not required to indicate their official room number. This next slide shows a few pictures of acceptable proof of residency, residence documents, things like hunting license, IRS check, affidavit of homeless shelter, credit card statement, Wisconsin driver's license, state ID, concealed carry license, and more. All of these documents you will have at the registration table. This last slide is a list of possible proof of residency documents. So what are examples of government agencies that can issue these documents? Local units of government, including towns, cities, and villages. State units of government, including Division of Motor Vehicles, Department of Natural Resources, or Department of Workforce Development. And what are examples, state level or federal units of government, including Internal Revenue Service, Medicare, Social Security, and many others. Yes, Medicare does count as a proof of residency document, but a medical bill by a health insurance company does not. So what are examples of proof of residency documents issued by government? Fishing or hunting license, vehicle registration, food stamps or Wisconsin Works, Medicare notices, Social Security and SSI notices, public high school, technical college, and public university correspondence, federal student loans, billing statements and collection notices from a government entity, or correspondence from a federally recognized Native American tribal living in Wisconsin. If you're unsure on any document or it's not one that we've listed or discussed, please contact your chief inspector. They will know to either contact us at Village Hall or will know if it is one acceptable or not. When in doubt, please contact your chief inspector. That ends today's video on voter registration, and please make sure you finish the rest of the training videos.